Hello, everyone, and welcome to the College Admissions Collaborative, highlighting engineering and technology virtual college fair. We thank you for joining us this evening. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time over the next 45 minutes. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening this evening, as well as over the next 3 nights. So please be sure to sign up for additional sessions after this. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/CACHET. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter of the evening, and that is Boston University.
Great, thank you, Kelsey. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Duffy Moran. I'm a Senior Associate Director in the Boston University Office of Admissions, and I have the next 6 minutes to share with you a little bit of information about BU. So BU is a large private teaching and research university located right in the city of Boston. To discuss BU, I think it's really important to start with our incredibly diverse student body, with students coming from over 130 countries, all 50 states, and we offer those students a true diversity of thought, academic programming, and opportunity to match with 10 undergraduate schools and colleges, housing over 300 different majors and minors programs of study. In terms of academic life on our campus, while our students are required to apply directly to one of our schools and colleges, we're really built around this concept of one BU, meaning our students have the opportunity to pursue coursework spanning all of our schools and colleges and pursue really unique interdisciplinary paths. BU student, you have the opportunity to pursue double majors, dual degrees across schools and colleges, coursework spanning all 10 schools and colleges, and it's really part of the academic experience for every student. So might result in a biomedical engineering student pursuing a minor in music through our College of Fine Arts, or a minor in public health through our traditionally graduate level school, public health, over on our medical campus where BU Med School is located. Perhaps a journalism student in the College of Communication pursuing a second degree during their 4 years in biochemistry, molecular bio on the pre-med track within the College of Arts and Sciences. And with nearly 17,000 undergraduates, we are a pretty large university. We're one of the larger private universities in the country, but there are so many resources in place that brings, and there are so many resources in place that really are designed around building connections between our students and their advisors and mentors to be able to work hand in hand as they find their academic pathway at BU. Along with the numbers that you can see on the slide, 80% of our classes have fewer than 30 students. Only 4% of our classes are above 100 students. Add to that our incredibly strong academic advising, our first-year experience program, where we work with students to understand all the resources around the university, like our educational resource center, tutoring center on campus, Center for Career Development, our Newberry Center, which is a space providing additional support for students who are the first generation in their family to go to college, as well as our undergraduate research opportunities office. And you'll find the expectation really built into your coursework that you're making connections that are lasting with the brilliant and accomplished folks who make up our faculty. And a lot of different pathways towards experiential learning. Obviously, a key one of those is research, and BU was founded as a research institution in 1867, making us one of the first research universities in America. Less than 10 years later, Professor Alexander Graham Bell was inventing the telephone in a BU lab with a BU research grant in 1876. And so that identity as a research institution has continued to shape us to this day. As a major tier 1 research institution with over $570 million of funded research on our campus, our students enjoy numerous programs designed to integrate research, internships, and clinical experiences into their curriculum, and also foster and fund undergraduate research experiences during their 4 years at BU. So that can mean taking advantage of an undergraduate research opportunities program, through which we fund over $1 million of undergrad research each year, our Yaki Foundation internship program, which funds over 200 internships in the nonprofit sector for students. Perhaps it's working within Build Lab, which is an incubator space on campus that offers different pathways for students to pursue innovative and entrepreneurial ideas, with all sorts of different startup competitions, pitch competitions, venture contests, allowing our students to find their own entrepreneurial pathway, whatever it is that they want to pursue. I think actually a really good example of just the breadth of research happening at BU can be seen through 2 of our most recent additions to campus. Last spring, we broke ground on the soon-to-be 19-story, 345,000 square foot Center for Data Sciences and Computing. It's housed right in the center of campus, and it's designed to bring together faculty and researchers in math, computer science, statistics, computational science, and engineering, and it's going to be one of the defining spaces for academic life on campus. But along with that, we also launched the Center for Anti-Racist Research, headed by Professor Ethan Max Kendi, with the mission of bolstering the field of research around racism and examining the data that illustrates the effects on our communities and the policies that cause it to continue to persist in our society. So that idea of research really leading the way, I think, is something that you'll find across all fields at BU. Another area where you'll find experiential learning is through our Center for Career Development. We hosted over 400 employers in the last year, virtually and on our campus. There are over 4,000 internship programs across the university. And we're also a place that really values that global engagement and citizenship. We best exemplified by our study abroad programs. There are over 80 programs available, spanning 6 continents, and available for virtually every major at BU, including programs specific for engineering students. Throughout this time of COVID, I think that's been one of the biggest challenges on our campus, is the fact that we have had that taken away, and we're really excited for our students to be able to get back and be able to get back out into the world. And while discussing the diversity of our students and the type of students that find themselves at BU, I think one really important part of that is just talking about the inclusive community that we build. A lot of that is through being a residential campus. We have over 450 clubs and organizations. There are all sorts of ways for students to get involved on campus, to take part in campus. We guarantee housing all 4 years. We require our first-year students to live on campus. So that residential experience is really a big part of what we offer. Beyond that, though, our campus is also in Boston. It's about 1.5 miles long on Commonwealth Avenue with the T, the train system in Boston, running right to the center of campus. About a 15-minute subway ride into downtown Boston, and right across the street from Fenway Park. We're a short walk to the shops and restaurants at Back Bay, the museums and cultural institutions of the Fenway area, and all the opportunities for research and clinical experience along with medical career, which is in hospitals and research facilities in the country. So whether it's pursuing internships, whether it's just going out for fun, whether it's taking part in research, our students really appreciate the ability to take advantage of all the resources the city of Boston provides right at their doorstep. I'll wrap things up so we can get on to the next presenter, but thank you all so much, and I look forward to answering any questions you have in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up, we are going to hear from Clarkson University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Miner. I am representing Clarkson University this evening. I'm going to share my screen. I hope everyone can see that. Okay, let me pop that up now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Like I said, my name is Chris Miner. I'm the admissions representative from Clarkson University. I represent the territories of Pennsylvania, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware. The thing about Clarkson is that being a smaller college, we have about 3,300 undergraduate students here at Clarkson University. And with that, we really pay a lot of attention to you guys when you get here. As soon as you get here, you'll notice that Clarkson is very much all about you guys. When you arrive on campus, you have an admissions counselor assigned to you by where you guys are located from. So they deal with everything related to your area. And like I said, I'm for that area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, et cetera. So we have 3,300 undergraduate students, 270 undergraduate professors, and a 13-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio at Clarkson University. We're located in Potsdam, New York. As you can see behind me, this is an aerial view of our campus here. We're about 2 hours away from the Adirondacks. We're 2 hours north of Syracuse, and we're about 2 hours away from the Canadian border. Montreal and Ottawa are the closest big cities of Canada that are, a lot of our students will go there for weekend trips and things like that. It's a very cool area. I'll skip over this slide because I believe we're a little bit further along with that. Undergraduate programs that we offer. When you apply to Clarkson, you apply to the schools at Clarkson. So one of our schools is the School of Arts and Sciences. You can see here some of the majors listed. The big ones: chemistry, communication, computer science, data science, political science, etc. So we do have a wide range of majors in that school. The business school, the cool thing about the business school is that you'll notice that we don't just have like accounting, finance, majors like that. We'll have like business intelligence and data analytics. It's because we really combine a lot of what it takes to become a business student, because it's a very competitive market as a business major. And we require at Clarkson that you do professional experiences, things like that as well, that I'll talk about later on. And that's why you see the names that you see here. Engineering is our largest school at Clarkson. We have about half of our student body is some type of engineer. So in that school, we have aeronautical, chemical, civil, computer, electrical, environmental, mechanical as well. We also have minors and concentrations. We also have like a major that's called engineering and management, so dual enrollment course that we'll talk about a little bit later. So Institute for a Sustainable Environment is another school you can apply to. Environmental Health Science Policy and Environmental Science and Policy, excuse me. It's very popular at Clarkson because, like I said, we're located very close to the Adirondacks. So it's a good opportunity to get some very close research done. We do a program called the Trudeau Semester, where students will actually go live in the Adirondacks, so do like a lot of research with the people that are actually staying there. So if that's something you're interested in, we can definitely do that there. some of our interdisciplinary programs. We have biomolecular science, digital arts and sciences, engineering and management, which I brought up a slide ago. That's combining the business and engineering majors together. So you'll get a dual degree, a degree in engineering and a degree in business as well. So what it'll do is you'll take the core courses of each of those majors. So like you'll take the core courses for an engineer, as well as a business major. It's very popular. It has 98% placement rate in the job market. And Clarkson's very focused on taking you guys from college and getting you guys careers. We also have some pre-advising programs that students are very interested in. So when you arrive at Clarkson, you get 2 advisors. You'll have an academic advisor and like a mentor who's someone that will just connect you with tutors and things like that on campus, make sure you're comfortable. So if you were to do one of these pre-advising programs, you get another advisor where if you'll see here, pre-dentistry, pre-law, pre-med, pre-OT, pre-PT, and pre-vet are some examples of that. So for that advisor, they would help you get shadow hours at like a law firm or at a hospital, things like that, because we do have a connection with the local hospital in Canton, Potsdam area as well. If you don't know what you want to major in, but you know you want to come to Clarkson, or you know what school you want to be in, we have an example of business studies, engineering studies, if you know you want to be a business major and engineering major, liberal studies, science studies, and university studies if you don't know what you want to major in, but you do want to go to Clarkson. One thing that we require at Clarkson is that you do a professional experience. That's because we, like I said, we prepare you guys for the next step. Our 97% placement rate is no mistake. It's because we require you guys to do a co-op, internship, some type of research, and for business students, they're required to study abroad as well, because it's important to show that global perspective in the job market. And so you'll be pushed by our career center. As soon as you arrive at Clarkson, they'll be asking you about your resume. Have you done one? Have you come to a workshop? We have a career fair that sponsors over 200 clubs or over 200 companies will come and recruit students, and then they'll give you the resume. It's kind of like a college fair, but for jobs. And then the following weeks, they'll do interviews with students that they really liked or that they met with. Most of the career fairs that will be joining us will be alumni from Clarkson. And that's why you'll see Clarkson students regularly earn one of the highest rates of internships, co-ops, and research positions across the US. Here are some of the companies that employ students for co-ops. So you'll see here like a lot of the big names: IBM, BMW, Neutrogena, New York State Assembly, Polaris, Procter & Gamble, Raymond Corp, just to give you a few names here, Walt Disney as well. Students also go on to Hofstra Law, grad school, things like that, because we prepare you guys for the next step. It's something that we really pride ourselves in at Clarkson. I mentioned the career fair earlier. In the fall 2019 career fair, we had over 190 companies with all majors covered. So it's not just for engineering students or for business students, it's for all students to go out there and really see what jobs interest them, really get to interacting, because it's important at Clarkson that you network. We're really strongly alumni-based school, so it's all about just getting out there, introducing yourself to these people, because they will put you in touch with where you need to go for your next steps. Clarkson ranks in the top 40 in the country, top 5 in the state for early career earnings. The median salary for a Clarkson student is $64,200 of those with 0 to 5 years of experience. Our 97% placement rate is among the highest in the nation, and 1 in 5 Clarkson graduate CEO is a CEO, president, or owner of a company. And I will wrap it up. Sorry, let me just fast forward to the end here with just some of these tidbits that we have about us. So we're among the best undergraduate engineering programs in the nation by US News, top 50 best bachelor's in engineering degree programs, is ranked one of the top 21 STEM schools as well, top tier national university, and I'll let you guys read the rest. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to meet with me today. I hope you got some good information about Clarkson. I will stop sharing now. And if you have any questions, please send them to the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Next up, we are going to go to Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Vega, Assistant Director of Admission here at MIT, and I'm here to give you a brief overview of what MIT has to offer and give you some insight of what the MIT experience is like for our students. So first of all, the MIT, for the MIT mission, MIT was founded in the mid-1800s in the midst of the Civil War and the Industrial Revolution by scientists who wanted to create a new kind of university that could help address the new challenges that were confronting the world. As you can see here, our mission statement, which aims to advance knowledge and educate students in science, technology, and other areas in order to educate the next generations of leaders in our society. So that being said, education is really important to us at MIT, which gets us to our motto, mens et manus, which means mind and hand. At MIT, we combine rigorous academics with learning by doing approach, so a very hands-on approach. As you can see here, this is a picture of a roller coaster that one of our students built outside of the res halls on East Campus. Students build a roller coaster every year, completely built to code, and people at MIT can write it. Great example of this kind of hands-on approach that further illustrates the thinking outside of the box, while applying many disciplines that can include architecture, city planning, physics, mechanical engineering, all in order to build something of this magnitude. It's also good to know that MIT has more than 130,000 square feet of makerspace and more to come. And why most MIT undergraduates conduct research through our Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, or our UROP, which is one of the earliest of its kind in the United States. More than 90% of our MIT undergraduates conduct research through our UROP program before they graduate. In fact, most undergraduates participate in 4 or more UROP projects while at MIT. Research opportunities are also available for students no matter the field of study. They are available for all students, no matter the class, which includes first-year students as well. So our students are constantly getting things great, constantly doing great things outside of the classroom, but they're also getting it done inside of the classroom, which gets us to academics at MIT. The first-year experience at MIT, students don't apply to a specific major. All undergraduates are admitted through general admission as undeclared students. Once a student is admitted to MIT, they can study whatever they want, from mechanical engineering to music, or even both. Students will spend that first year exploring, trying out new things, which allows them to take advantage of everything MIT has to offer. We also have a set of core courses, which are General Institute requirement, which consist of our science core, as well as a humanity, arts, and social sciences core, which consist of 8 humanities arts classes in a concentration of your choosing. It is good to know we're not purely a tech school, so if you love computer science but dislike humanities or writing, MIT might not be the place for you, because you're gonna have to take a HASS course every semester. One of the neat things that we do is provide flexibility in a student's educational journey in what we call our Pass No Record, or a PNR. A student's first semester at MIT is a Pass No Record. The second semester is on ABC, or No Record, meaning in your first year, there's no penalty for failing a course. This gives students the opportunity to explore, try new things, and fully immerse themselves on campus. Students go through this great undergraduate experience with all of these great courses and co-curricular activities, which then leads them to several pathways after graduation. One of the strengths of MIT is that our students bring different backgrounds and perspectives with them to campus, which allows for our students to find a strong sense of community here. MIT is also home to over 500 recognized student groups, including dozens of ethnic and cultural associations, musical theater and dance groups, religious organizations, activism groups, and many more. MIT has 33 varsity sports, which hosts the largest NCAA Division III program in the nation, in the NUMAC conference. It is good to note that our rowing teams, however, are actually classified as Division I, and about a fifth of our student body are varsity athletes. Our students are involved in so many different activities on campus, and regardless of what you're involved with on campus, students are able to interact with each other throughout the campus and the classroom, which gets us to, oh, my screen. There it goes, the MIT application. So our admission process, in our admission process, we take into account the application for you as a full person, not just your grades, not just specifically test scores and extracurriculars. We're trying to get a sense of who you are as a person and if you thrive within the MIT community. We're also evaluating your application in the individualized context. We want to see that you've challenged yourself within your school's curriculum or through additional coursework, if you have access to it. Our process is a little unconventional, which is why we have our own custom application. We don't do this to make your lives harder. We do it because we have a unique campus and community, and we build an application that helps us identify students who will not only be able to succeed at MIT, but will take advantage of all opportunities offered to them. And listed here are our 2 deadlines: early action, which is November 1st, and regular action, January 1st. They are non-binding, so if you are admitted to MIT, you still have until May to decide whether you want to come or not. That's all I got for you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we are going to hear from Massachusetts Maritime Academy. And students, just remember, you have the Q&A feature to ask all 6 of our schools questions, so please utilize that. We might be having some technology issues. Is Marushka, are you still there? We can't get her back on.
Sorry about that. Hello.
Oh, go ahead. Yep,
So
you're
sorry
good to
about
go.
that. All right. All right. Can everyone see my screen? All right.
We cannot see it yet.
Sorry about that. Here we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. My name is Marushka Eddy, and I am one of the admissions counselor at Massachusetts Maritime Academy. We are located in Buzzards Bay, which is about an hour south of Boston, mind you, that's with 0 traffic, and about 45 minutes east of Providence. We have about 1,700 students, 1,800 if you include the graduate students. We are a public university in Massachusetts and one of 6 state maritime academies in the United States. We are a STEM-based institution with a regimented campus life, which I'll get into that later. We are a Division III institution, and we offer 15 varsity sports for fall and spring only. And we have about 20 clubs run by students, student-led clubs that's obviously available to all students on campus. So a little bit about our school. We offer 7 majors: marine engineering, marine transportation, facilities engineering, energy system engineering, emergency management, international maritime business, and marine science, safety, and environmental protection. Marine engineering and marine transportations are 2 original majors. Energy system engineering is one of our most competitive majors on campus, and emergency management is one of our most popular majors. The great thing about Massachusetts Maritime Academy is that, you know, we have a learn, do, learn philosophy, which again, very similar to a lot of other schools. But the one thing that sets us aside is that, you know, we have a training ship located on our campus. So when we say it's a learn, do, learn environment, you know, our students, you know, are in the classroom learning, and then they go out on the training ship, or they go to Bermuda or go to the UK, where they're gaining a lot of hands-on experience. And that's something that begins their freshman or sophomore years, where a lot of our students will be able to go out into the field from 3 to 4 times with their majors for their majors, where they're gaining a lot of hands-on experience. We take the learn, do, learn philosophy very seriously, mainly because, you know, what our students are doing once they graduate, you know, they're captains of a ship, you know, they're working at a hospital, they're working in law enforcement, and a lot of what they're doing is they're going to need to have that great experience that they've gained throughout their 4 years at Mass Maritime, through co-ops, through the classroom training, and also through lab. So then when they get out into the field, they're prepared and ready for any type of position and any type of leadership role as well. We offer experiential learning trips for pretty much Most of our majors, with the exception of marine engineering, marine transportation, and facilities engineering, where students are introduced to the field of study that they're in. For example, for marine science, safety, and environmental protection, they go to Bermuda for 2 weeks where they learn about the ecosystem there, and then they do a presentation about what they've learned and what the community can do to continue the path that they're on. For international maritime business, our students are very lucky where they go out and meet people in the industry and learn what a typical day looks like and get advice and are able to network with people who are in the industry. And that also applies to a lot of our other majors where our students are able to network, meet people in the industry, and gain a lot of hands-on training throughout their 4 years. The other great thing about Massachusetts Maritime Academy is that we offer a variety of different career opportunities on land and at sea. And I know some of you guys might be thinking like, did she just say variety? She only listed 7 majors. And that's because a lot of our students, you can take these majors in a lot of different direction. It's your imagination is your limitation. For example, for facilities engineering, that is something that you could be working at a hospital or working at a stadium or working at a college institution. So there's a lot of different directions that you can go in. So the one thing I do want to point out is that we are a fully regimental school. The great thing about Massachusetts Maritime Academy is that there's no commitment to serve after graduation, but you get a lot of the perks that you would get at a service academy in regards to building character, gaining leadership skills, learning how to balance the regiment and your academics. And on top of that, the regiment acts as a leadership lab. So you have time to practice on how to be an effective leader and time to practice on how to be a good follower. Because in order to be a good follower, you need to be a great leader. So, and again, you're not doing this alone. You have the support of our staff, faculty. A lot of our staff and faculty at Mass Maritime are alums, so they understand what our students are going through. And in addition, they've been out in the field. So they can talk about, all right, this is where you're going to use this knowledge. And this is what I encountered when I was in this position. So it's a lot of great feedback and collaboration between the students and the faculty and staff at Mass Maritime. We are not all work and no play. Like I said, we are a Division III institution. We offer a variety of fall and winter sports. We do not offer winter sports because of our sea term, where our students go off on the training ship or they're going to Bermuda and gaining a lot of hands-on experience. The other thing I do want to mention, what type of student do we typically recruit? We're on average looking for a student with a 3.0 GPA. We are test optional this year, which is pretty exciting about that. And on top of that, someone who is engaged in their community, who is so strength in science and math, and someone who's just has a passion for what they're looking to do with their career. But yeah. If you would like to learn more about Massachusetts Maritime Academy, we do offer general info sessions, cadet chats, personal interviews, and virtual tours. And I do have our website right there on the screen. So if you would like to learn more, feel free to check out our website. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up, we are going to hear from New York University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Joachim. I am the Assistant Director for NYU Tandon. And talk a little bit, and we are a smaller engineering school for a larger university, which is New York University. We are located in Brooklyn, just across the street from the Manhattan Bridge, which is a really cool factor. We have approximately 6,323 students on campus in Tandon, with about maybe 2,700 and about 61 undergrad students and about 3,562 grad students. What we like to talk about a lot is that 40% of our students are women, We are trying to raise that figure now so we can meet the men, which is a really cool factor. We offer 15 different undergrad programs spread out in 11 different academic departments. So some of our academic programs are combined with other programs. We do offer a variety of vertical integrated programs as well, which is about maybe 14 or 15. These things are where students get involved with faculty and they do research. We have students that build concrete canoes. We have students that build self-driving cars, and we take them, well, before pandemic, we would take them all over the country and we would race them and provide information on how they were built and stuff, things like that. We do develop, we approach our admissions process in a holistic way. We do just, take students that are academically challenged. We also look for students that, have other interests outside of academics. So which is really cool. We do a test that we offering test optional this year, which is a really cool factor as well. We have in the Brooklyn campus, we have 2 residence halls in Brooklyn. Students are optional to use the ones in Brooklyn. They can also request that they stay in the city. We offer a free shuttle from one campus to the next, which is a really cool thing. So if a student wants to stay in Brooklyn and if they want to stay in the city and their major is in Brooklyn, you have the option to ride the free shuttle. It runs all night, so the students have that luxury. We like to stress that we are one school, even if we are in Brooklyn and the main campus is located in the city. The students enjoy the same facilities there. If they're in the city and they want to use the library, they have the option as well to do that, or they want to go get something to eat in the cafeteria there, they have that option as well. The things that we offer, we are very STEM-oriented school. We do have summer STEM programs, which we offer to local schools in the area, which is run in July and August. We also have different STEM programs, which we offer to outside domestic students. They also have the option to stay on campus for the summer program if they so wish. Some are free, some are credit-based. To apply to their high schools. We have different tours that we do at Tandon. So if you're in the area and you want to join us for a tour, that is done every Friday. We also offer tours to the main campus as well, and that's done on a daily basis. They offer like 5 tours on a daily basis. We only offer one on a Friday. And all the information that you would need in order. So when you're looking up at NYU and you're applying on the common application, when you scroll down, you're going to see NYU Tandon. And if that's the school that you that's the school that you have to click, because we have 11 different schools. We also have three degree granting schools, New York, Abu Dhabi, and Shanghai. We also offer 15 different international locations. So let's just say you want to study abroad for one semester. Absolutely. You go to a professor or your advisor and you say, I want to study abroad. NYU sends the most students abroad than any other college, private institution in America, which is a really cool factor. We do offer career fairs as well, where we have international companies. We also have our big local companies coming here as well. The undergrad students get all dressed up. They provide their resumes and they attend these career fairs. Some get jobs right away. They get internships right away. And it's really productive, a really productive event for most of our students. In the Brooklyn campus, we have a makerspace, which is a really cool feature where students do build things like phone cases, and they have all these integrated programs where the students come together with faculty. The only thing that we do ask is that when your major is in Brooklyn, we ask that you stay in Brooklyn for the first semester. If for the second semester that you would like to transfer and stay in the main campus where they have 12 different residence halls, you have that option. But once your major is in Brooklyn, we ask that you stay in Brooklyn for the first semester. All our information that we have is located on our website. I will also provide my email if you have any further questions. I will be more than happy to assist you with. Tandon has about 40 different student clubs. And if you come to Tandon and you see something that we don't have, absolutely, you can just, put it out there and we will assist you in getting that organized. And that's basically it for NYU Tandon.
Thank you, Debbie. Next up, and last but not least, we are going to hear from Olin College of Engineering.
All right, are you seeing my preview screen or the actual screen? I'm sorry.
We're seeing the presenter version,
Like
so
the
the preview.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'll just get out of that. Sorry. Yeah, so I'll just do that. Yeah, okay. So I think that should be good. If not,
Looks
we'll
good.
go. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. My name is Dan Johnston, and I am Olin's regional admission counselor. So Olin College, as you see, here, we are based in Needham, Massachusetts. So Olin is based in Massachusetts. Is in Massachusetts. I, however, am based in Southeast Florida, and I work with students really from the entire Southeast United States. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Olin, who we are, what we do, and why we do it certain ways. So we're in Needham, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, about 30 minutes outside the city. We have a smaller group of students where we're about 330 students from all over the country and all over the world. We are also all undergraduate, and I'll talk a little bit about that later on. But all of that is on purpose, and everything that we do, everything that I'm going to discuss, everything I'm going to go over really is pushed by this idea of engineering for good, engineering for bettering the world. That's why Olin was founded. We are a relatively young institution. We were founded in the late 90s. Our first graduating class was in 2006. And we were founded to do things differently with this idea of engineering for the good of the world. So next thing is that we are a part of what's called the BOW collaboration, which stands for Babson, Olin, and Wellesley. So many of you may be familiar with Babson College and Wellesley College. Babson College, if you are not, is really one of the premier business and entrepreneurship institutions in the world. Wellesley College, likewise, is one of the top all-girls liberal arts schools in the country. Now, why are we a part of something like this? Well, we'll keep it kind of short here, and I'll give you an example. Within engineering is always looking to bring something new to the market. It's always bringing something new to society. It's always on the cutting edge of technology. Wouldn't it be great if you, as somebody who is interested in that kind of area, if you had the opportunity to take business classes, finance classes, marketing classes, things like that are going to help you in your business further on. So basically, through this BOW collaboration, students are able to cross-register at the different institutions. So Olin students can take classes at Babson and Wellesley, and vice versa. Now, how do we do this? How do we take this idea of engineering for good and bring it into our curriculum? The first thing is we focus on an undergraduate teaching and learning in small supportive communities. So you kind of saw that on my first slide, where we're only about 330 students, and we really believe in making an impact in students' lives. Our professors and advisors and staff members can have a much bigger impact in our students' lives because we are in a smaller community that is very supportive of what our students are trying to accomplish. Also, we are all undergraduate. That doesn't mean that students are not going on to graduate school. It just means that they wouldn't be doing graduate school at Olin. The next thing, our curriculum is rooted in teamwork, project-based learning, and practical skills. So this kind of goes along with that idea of keeping a smaller community. How students are learning at Olin is they're learning together. They are learning how to use their hands. They're learning practical skills right away. So no matter what the topic might be, whether you are studying circuits or you're studying machining, you're going to be using your hands. Now, engineering in its essence, engineering education has to be hands-on, right? You have to be able to touch the machine. You have to know how to solder and things like that. One of the differences about Olin is that we are that way as soon as you get on campus. You will start using your hands right away. You don't have any kind of pre-engineering courses or prereqs or anything like that to get into this. You really start right away. So with project-based learning, you're going to be using your hands. You're not necessarily going to have a huge lab. I'm sorry, a huge lecture, where there's 200 or 300 people in a big lecture hall, and then when you have like a lab later on in the week or something like that, that reinforces what you were going over. You were going to be really, as soon as the lesson is going on, as the professor is going over the information, you're going to be using your hands and you're going to be working on a project to learn. So that's what project-based learning and where that idea comes from. The next is through an emphasis on design, arts and humanities, and social sciences and entrepreneurship. So one of the ways I like to describe Olin is that we are an all engineering school, not just an engineering school. So yes, you are going to graduate with a degree in engineering, a bachelor's degree in engineering, but you're not just going to graduate in that area. We really believe that that design and the arts and the social sciences have a major part of who our students are and also why they are so successful after graduation. So this idea of engineering for good, engineering for the good of society and good of the world, you have to keep that societal aspect in the front of your mind. You have to keep what's going on like with engineering and how is that complemented by what's going on in the world. Next, so our three majors that we have here, so we are a little bit smaller. You can see we have mechanical engineering, electrical and computer engineering, and then we do have a general engineering degree with the different concentrations you see here: design, computing, robotics, bioengineering, and then we do have a self-design option as well. Life after graduation and impact. You can see 114 companies have recruited on campus. I like to highlight that because due to our small class sizes, our graduation size is normally pretty small, normally around 80 to 90 students. That number there shows you that there were more companies recruiting on campus than there were available graduates. So you can see some other numbers here: internships, starting salary. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go over our admission process, but I'm happy to answer any questions if you do have any questions later on. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. And now I'm going to invite our panelists. We only have 3 minutes left, so they're going to have to do this fairly quickly. But if you all want to join me and in 15 seconds or less, can tell our students while we finish up some of the questions in the Q&A. Also, students, if panelists do not get to your question, they will follow up with you, so do not panic. But if you guys can just very quickly share, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus before we close out? You guys can go in the order in which you presented.
So BU, probably the BU pumpkin drop. So every year at Halloween, our engineering department does this huge pumpkin drop. They fill up pumpkins with paint. They throw them off a 5-story building. It makes a huge mess. They use it for some scientific purposes, but also because it's pretty fun to watch pumpkins get thrown off the building. So that's fun here.
Okay, I think it's on me. Our favorite thing, we're Division I in men's and women's ice hockey. So, and our rivalry is called the Route 11 rivalry with St. Lawrence University. It's a pretty big event. The men's and women's games are usually pretty huge. ESPN will come out. It's a big deal. They're both pretty good at hockey. St. Lawrence actually won their division this year. So the rivalry is even stronger. We've kind of been dominating them. So that's kind of a big deal. The band's out playing. It's a really nice event. It feels like a really big school atmosphere. It's awesome. That's my favorite thing.
All right. For me at MIT is our MIT Hacks, where students at night, depending on when it is, but like for me specifically, when the dome was dressed up as R2-D2 when Star Wars premiere was coming out back in the day. So students get really creative and innovative in the different kinds of hacks that they do at MIT.
Okay, I think that's me next. So at Massachusetts Maritime Academy, I would say the thing that it's one of my favorite things would be change of command, where the new student officers are presented to the entire campus and in front of faculty and staff. I think it's pretty exciting. Out of all the schools I've worked at, it's something very unique and the only thing I've only seen it at Massachusetts Maritime Academy.
Hi, so I think I'm up next. I think the most memorable thing that we have at NYU Tandon is that we bring a bunch of pops in on campus to help the students release some stress. And I think everybody just, looks forward to that. And it's something that we really do enjoy.
One tradition at Olin I think is pretty cool is that we have a student-run pop-up coffee shop called Acronym. So at Olin, in many places in higher education, there are tons of acronyms across the university, and there's a little pop-up coffee bar that will just show up around campus that's run by students, and it's free, so pretty cool.
Thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. When you close out of this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey where we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This was just one of many different sessions being hosted tonight, as well as over the next 3 days. So please be sure to sign up for additional sessions that are of interest to you. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/CACHET. And don't forget, if your questions were not answered, you can reach out to our panelists, but they will also be able to reach back out to you with those unanswered questions. So thank you all so much, and I hope everyone has a wonderful night.